So, good morning, everyone. This is an introduction to our Shawn Bot. You can read through this, what you're seeing on the screen. You can interrupt the video to take your time to read it. Actually, the idea of the Shawn was you never know if a market is supposed to go up or down. In fact, we all do not know this because if we knew, we were incredibly rich. And the idea of the Shawn is you take a position, and in fact, it doesn't even matter if you go long or short, because if the decision was correct, you instantly will end up on a profit. If the decision was wrong, Shawn tries to improve your average price and get you into a more favorable entry price. And finally, in the end, at the end of the day, you should end the day on a profit because Shawn is a bot that is making use of the fact that nearly every market is rotational, and especially in pre-market, and this bot is designed for pre-market activity, not for RTH activity. The market is in almost every case rotational, which means if we see a major move in one direction, the probability that the market comes back and the bot gets you into a profit is high. Okay, now let's take a look into the settings of the Shawn algo. Our bots are highly customizable, which means you have a lot of parameters to determine the exact behavior that you want to have. These are on the right side. And in this case, we start with the risk parameters. That means you can define a daily goal. You can define two different kinds of stop losses on the day. A first stop loss attempt, then he will take a break and continue trading afterwards. And you can tell him what amount to lose and just call it a day, because not every day can be a good day. If you're trading, you know that probably. Then you have parameters that you can start the algo automatically while you are absent, and you can also say to stop it, especially if, for instance, FOMC or some major news is due, you can tell him, okay, stop before that. And if you're done setting up the settings, which you can also save and reload afterwards, then you can give it a go. And that's what we will do now. Okay, now let's get started. Let's see what the bot is doing. As you can see, he opened up a position. The choice, if it's a long or a short position, this is what you can define. If you like to start on a long, tell him to start on a long, because the first position, in fact, does not matter, because it's only the first trade. And he will do more than this first trade to get you into profit, which means it's actually unimportant if you started on a long or on a short. And as you can see, he will add to this position if the market goes against him to improve the average price. This is the order on the upside. And he will book the profit on the downside and reverse the position from short to long so that the market, if it goes up again, puts you in a favorable position. This is how the bot is working, and it's doing this until you met your daily profit goal. And this is especially designed for the action in pre-market and not in RTH, because the RTH session is volatile, especially at the beginning of the RTH session. And the pre-market is mostly a quiet rotational environment. And this is what the bot makes use of. So let's start it and let's see what trades and actions he will take. You see, it's a slow market. It's moving somewhat, but it's not doing. Now take a look at what happened. The market dropped, and as we had the order in place, he went from the short position into a long position. And now, if the market goes further against him, he will add to this position to improve the average price. And he will get rid of the add if the complete position is in profit. Let's go on and see what's happening.
15.
You see that he added to the position. Okay. Ich mache das aus. Ja, ist aus. So two things can happen. Either the market goes up and gets us out of the long position, or reduces the size of the position, or the market goes down and we add more. Let's see what happens. He added more. And you see that as the market went up, he immediately reduced the position when our average price was met again. He added, got rid of the add. Added, got rid of the add. And every single of those actions are designed to make a profit. Yeah, this is in fact called DCAing because that stands for dollar cost averaging, improving the position, getting your average price closer to the current market price. And now, if you interrupt it and take a look on the current P&L, then you will see that this action took us into a nice profit. And this is how it's working. And you can run this at night while you're sleeping, get back to your machine in the morning, and take the profit. That's what it's designed for. So das wäre alles. On the bottom left of the chart, you can see that the algorithm is currently working. It will always give you the current status, if it's working, if it's not working, if it's paused, if it's pending active, which means it will take trades, but it's not yet the time to take trades. And on the upper left of the chart, you can set the distance of the add and the take profit order with regard to the current price action. And you can also say, tell him to automatically change this distance if needed. And you do not have to interrupt the strategy. You can do this from the chart, and you do not have to go into the settings, because if you edit the strategy settings, you have to interrupt the strategy. Thank you for watching, guys. Take care. Have a good day.